Stall out them pint bottles, I granny crib. I poured so much I ain't want to live. Told money then, shit we in the wind. I was in the hood when I clipped the bin. Since a young nigga, I been ready. Went glass house on every Chevy. In this game, I tried plenty settings. It's all or nothing. How niggas been. Got sucker niggas, keep suckers with them. One of the reasons I ain't fucking with them. Trish taking some more than her. Guess she couldn't even afford a winner. I'm open late, don't need a scale, and it's always over. Sneak wishing well, I double down, slick shit to spell. Shawty know I don't kiss and tell. I'm faded, 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 faded. I'm faded, 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 faded. Hell, I'm faded, 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 faded. I'm faded, 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 faded.
Paul Morrow is here, and he's a Fox News contributor and a retired.
I'm a saint, but I sin. I checked in the game to win. I left, she loving me again. I let her cry out the bins, and they say time heal. Mine still felt like it was yesterday. How we're moving fast, probably too fast to even catch the play. Spencer night, she pack a bag, right to me, just getting gas. Coming back, I want it bad. I'ma touch it first, eat it last, it's temporary. Holly damn emotion said it's temporary. My pain deeper than the ocean. Temporary feelings mixed with temporary pleasures. All these temporary moments and these temporary treasures. Temporary circumstances to temporary measures. Temporary friends and even temporary schedules. Temporary smiles and temporary goals. Temporary women sliding on temporary poles. Temporary comments and temporary trolls. I just pray that God bless me. Ain't no temporary souls. I'm a saint, but I sin. I checked in the game to win. I left, she loving me again. I let her cry out the bins, and they say time heal. Mine still felt like it was yesterday. How we're moving fast, probably too fast to even catch the play. Spencer night, she pack a bag, right to me, just getting gas. Coming back, I want it bad. I'ma touch it first, eat it last, it's temporary. Holly damn emotion said it's temporary. My pain deeper than the ocean.
Children are dragged in a...
All right, chat. Y'all ready, man? Y'all locked in, chat? Double tap the screen, shut a live out. Y'all locked, man? What we doing tonight, chat? What we doing tonight, chat? I need everybody locked in this thing tonight, man. Locked, man.
Welcome to the greatest damn show on YouTube.
What I'm talking about, man. Hold on.
Welcome to the greatest damn show on YouTube.
Oh, man. Double tap the screen, shut a live out. What we doing tonight, chat? Double tap the screen, shut a live out. What we doing tonight, chat? They say it's Trump versus the world. The spending bill passed. What changed? We got Gavin, Newsome, Don, Lemon, and JD Vance. Double tap the screen, shut a live out, chat. We do got a full episode tonight. We got a Klans member walking in Philadelphia City Hall with a damn paper mache Klan outfit on. We got William Kelly arrested for running in that damn church with Don Lemon. We got Trump on Air Force One talking. JD Vance delivering remarks in Minnesota. We also got Gavin and Newsome sitting down, putting Trump on blast, and they are saying ICE has detained a 5-year-old student. But by far and large, the main story for today is that spending bill that passed. And as you guys know, I did the research, so we can talk about it. I did the research so we can talk about it. So they're looking like the government is not going to shut down. The government is not going to shut down. They're expecting Trump to sign this in by the 31st. 1.65 trillion. Non-defense down 14 billion. Defense boost. We got 839 billion going to the defense sector to pay for more pay for the soldiers, better ships, and tech to counter China and Russia. What's the big shit? DHS, ICE, DHS, the border security, 64 billion going to DHS, 10 billion of that's going to ICE. But the big ordeal is that the ICE officers have to wear body cams. I think about 20 million of that is gonna go to body cams, and I think about 2 million of that is gonna go to de-escalation training to boost accountability, congressional scrutiny. They're saying that they got $203 million for members and family protection, man. So $203 million to protect the representative, Congress, the Senate. $203 million. I'm just gonna be all the way honest with you, Chad. I'm not with it. They cutting money everywhere. Then they boosting that $203 million. I understand 2026 there is a lot of political violence going on, but at the same time, hey, we gotta live in it. You know, it is what it is. We gotta live in it. Energy shifts. They cutting clean energy, boost nuclear and oil leasing. 12 billion less in foreign aid. Prioritizing U.S. security over global programs. Telehealth is extended. Also, they put $26.5 billion to that FEMA disaster fund, and that's going to be up about $4 billion. But you know, we got the 2026 World Cup, bans on DEI training, and we got gun regulations. So they did some shit with the guns. I got to do a little more research, but it's looking like they're rolling back the bans on the ghost guns. It's looking like you can put a brace on that pistol. I don't know what's going on, chat, but we're about to get into it, man. But the big ordeal is that we're going to avoid the shutdown. Double tap the screen, shut alive. I hope everybody's having a great night, whether they're just now waking up or, whether they're just now going to work or they already had a full day, man. How do y'all feel about that spending bill? 1.65 trillion. Like I said, 203 million going to protect Congress and the Senate. I'm not really with it. It is what it is. What else? The 64 billion for the DHS. I guess they're not gonna move forward with building the wall. So that 64 billion, they're not really allocating any of that money going to building the wall. It's more for paying for people to protect the border, paying for technology and things of those sorts, man. What else? Oh, the ICE cameras. I do think it's a good thing that the ICE have to wear cameras for both parts. If they're gonna sit here and say that the protesters are violent and radical, this should keep the protesters accountable. And if we're gonna see this continued people getting snatched out and they're alleging 5-year-olds got detained and shit, they'll be able to keep the ICE officers accountable with that as well. As far as the mask mandate has not been changed. So the ICE officers can wear masks still. I know the Democrats were trying to get that out, but that did not go through. The ICE agents can still wear masks, but I do believe they have to be uniformed appropriately now. The ICE agents, they can't wear the hoodies anymore, shit like that, unless they're undercover. If they're not undercover, they have to be in the appropriate attire, man. Double tap the screen, shut alive out, chat. We'll get into it. Let's get into this first clip right here. This is the guy right here. What's his damn name? William Kelly. This is the guy that they made the first arrest in the Dom Lemon storming the church. This is a guy that got arrested first, and I believe this is why he got arrested. Let's see if he deserved to get arrested for this.
All these comfortable white people who are living lavish, comfortable lives while children are dragged into concentration camps. You're living real life, nice lives with your lattes, doing absolutely nothing for your Latino and Somali brothers and sisters. You come here to a man wearing a suit. Is a preacher? Did Jesus wear a suit? Did Jesus profit off the words? No! Jesus would die within it. Do not touch me. Touch me again and see what happens.
Hey, you can't.
You are a fake Christian. Why are you not standing with your Somali and Latino communities? Why are you...
Chat, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna have to watch this clip again, but you see how this guy walked up on him and he said, "Don't touch me." It would have went down in the South. I'm not talking about in just a black church. I'm not talking about, I'm saying in the South. White church, Latino church, black church. The moment he walked in that motherfucker yelling and putting that camera in everybody's face, man, Once somebody else stood up with him, that's when all hell would have broken. See how this guy's standing up right here? This is where it would have went down. At that moment, the moment somebody stood up, it would have went down in that bitch, bro. Straight up.
White people who are living lavish, comfortable lives while children are dragged into concentration camps. You're living real life, nice lives with your laws.
You said I bet they wouldn't have went into a mosque. Didn't Tyler O'Vera just go into a mosque? When Tyler O'Vera, didn't a lot of people go into mosque? Didn't Jake Lang go into mosque? Jake Lang, I believe, went into the mosque. We seen Tyler O'Vera going into the synagogues, and now we got Dom Lemon and friends running into a Christian church. What do you mean they wouldn't have done it? We've already seen it done. We've seen it done. We watched Tyler O'Vera walk into the synagogues. We watched Jake Lang and all of them do the damn shit at the mosque. Valentina Gomez outside of the mosque as well, and now we see Dom Lemon and company going in there messing with the Christians in the church. I do think they would do it. I think that it's 2026 and people just don't give a damn anymore. They're walking in churches, they're walking in synagogues, they're walking in mosques, they all got their phones recording, and they come to disrupt some shit. It is what it is.
White people who are living lavish, comfortable lives while children are dragged into concentration camps. You're living...
Everybody that's mad at Dom Lemon, which I do believe Dom Lemon was dead ass wrong. Dom Lemon shouldn't have went in there and done that with his company, not during service. But we got to keep that same energy for Jake Lang ass when he's running in them damn mosques. We got to keep that same energy for Valentina Gomez when she's running them damn mosques. And we got to keep the same energy for Tyler O'Vera running in the synagogues, man. Or are we just going to pick and choose? Are we just going to pick and choose?
Real life, nice lives with your life.
Who is that? Thank you, OG Yosemite, for the donation. Y'all get OG Yosemite some flames on that donation. Thank you, OG, for your continued support.
Doing absolutely nothing for your Latino and Somali brothers and sisters. You come here to a man wearing a suit as a preacher. Did Jesus wear a suit? Did Jesus profit off the words? No. Jesus would die with innocence. Do not touch me. Touch me again and see what happens.
Hey, you can't. Don't
You are a fake Christian. Why are you not standing with your Somali?
That's the thing, though. We saying that there's repercussions for actions, but I guess this is because it was a service. But if we're just gonna go talk about people messing with people while they're in places of worship, I just named a few kind of things. There should be responsibility or consequences for action, whether people get mad and it just goes down in there or it goes all the way to this. Yeah, I'm not saying there's not supposed to be consequences to actions, but we got to keep this shit straight across the board.
Somali and Latino communities. Why do I not see you out at Whipple every day protesting this attack on humanity? Where are you? You're sinners. You're pretending to be Christians, but we know you live an easy life. All these comfortable white people who are living lavish,
all right, man. That's enough of that, man. So this is him getting arrested. Let's see what they're talking about in regards to that before we get into the rest of the news. This is Pam Bondi. She's announcing the arrest in the Minnesota church probe. I believe a judge said that they're not going to charge Dom Lemon, but we'll see how that plays
He's a
out.
Fox News contributor and a retired NYPD inspector. This thing feels like it is growing. What did you think about the interview from the jail?
Yeah.
Can we take it seriously?
Here's the thing. Obviously, she has an incentive to say what she's saying. She's looking at 30 years. She's very involved with this. The danger for the people she's talking about, Walls, Fry, Ellison, and others, is the fact that she can serve as a pointer. Whether we choose to believe her or not, it comes down to will a grand jury, or ultimately, if it goes to trial, a petit jury, a jury of her peers, 12 people, potentially believing her testimony relative to these other people. But when you have somebody like this that was on the inside, we always called it in intelligence a pointer. She's there to tell you as you go through a mountain of emails, a mountain of communications, which we know they serve subpoenas to get, those subpoenas for documents, right, including electronic documents. As you ferret through a mountain of stuff, if you have a quote-unquote pointer to say, no, forget about that, look over here, saves you a lot of time, it helps focus the investigation, and sure, they might have to cut a deal so that she has less time in order to testify and all of that, but that's how cases are made. Anybody who's ever seen a mafia movie knows that.
It seems like a weak defense. I kept asking, they kept giving, and It's their fault, not
Yeah,
mine.
she's not getting out of it.
By the way, 250 million stolen allegedly. About 75 million has been recovered. So there's a lot of money out there that someone has illegally. Now we got some breaking news, Paul. I want to get to that on a Fox News alert because moments ago, remember that church incident on Sunday in Minneapolis? The AG Pam Bondi posted this. All right, I'm reading now. Minutes ago, at my direction, HSI and FBI agents executed an arrest in Minnesota. So far, we've arrested so far. Okay,
Oh, they arrested the
So
activist. The lady that was an activist that was talking on the mic. I guess they arrested her as well. No, Dom Lemon has not been arrested. Buzzy.
We have arrested Nikema Levy Armstrong, who allegedly played a key role in organizing the coordinated attack on City's Church in St. Paul, Minnesota. We will share more updates as they become available. Listen loud and clear. We do not tolerate attacks on places of worship, end quote. I want you to react to that, Paul. But on Monday, Tricia McLaughlin was on with Dana and me. And part of her answer said, I think we will be seeing mugshots very soon. She was tipping her hand that arrests were on the way, and this is the first one that's been made.
Yeah, and look, there's going to be very, very little that they can do in defense of this because it's on film, and for once they didn't cover their faces. Now here is the thing that's going to come out of this. You have her under arrest, now you're going to get the communications. And this is where it starts to spider web out. You start to see who was talking to who showed up in regard, including Don Lemon. How much did they all know going in? That imports things like conspiracy charges, which can be quite heavy. There's criminal civil rights charges that are implicated in the church incident.
This is also because one of the things that we found out about that was that they were targeting them because they were privileged white supremacists.
We talked about that earlier in the week. Not only did that come out.
I just don't get how people can run around burning damn Qurans and slathering bacon over Qurans, and I just don't get it, Chad. And I'm from the Bible Belt. I just don't get it, bro.
Out in the video, and that they said something like that in the church, but then after the fact, Lemon talks about exactly
What's okay?
Putting a racial overtone in the whole thing, which potentially could import a hate crime. So this
There's
was
another
really
thing
badly
about this.
done.
The woman that they've just arrested, I talked a little bit about this on the 5 yesterday because Cam Cawthorn, he writes for Fox Digital, and he had a piece about her. So she's been doing professional protesting and organizing for a long time. She gets a lot of grants from different nonprofits, and she's always made more money than she has spent. So, there's a financial incentive for her. There's a business model for these types of things.
We've talked about this really since I've been on the network. One of the things that I've tried to sort of bang the gong on that I think a lot of police who do investigations see that the public doesn't see is that there is a job, career protester, and it is developed over the last, let's say, dozen years or so into a very lucrative industry. And you have people who do this for a living, make a ton of money. They weaponize.
What's going on, Ronnie? Yes, paid protesting has sprung up over the last decade. It is very profitable. Some people making, $75,000, $80,000 a year from paid protesting. Is paid protesting frowned upon? Yes, it is. But is it a business model? Yes. Wherever there's, business to be made, people are going to step up and fill those slots. Now, as far as this woman, organizing protests, keeping not spending all the money so she can't pocket money, yeah, I could imagine it happening. I could imagine it happens with a lot of organizations, a lot of nonprofits, and this just happens to be a paid protesting opportunity.
People who don't know any better, to use the Leninist term, useful idiots. They're looking for any cause in the world. They get them out of the campuses. They grow those groups and those institutions, and then they pick out people who want to stay in that world, who don't go back to East Cupcake and get a job eventually after college. They stay in that. They become the middle management, and it grows and it grows. It's very much like any other industry. The problem with it is if you dig down deep enough, you find out that there's tax money going into all of this stuff.
Keep in mind, she said so far, so that would indicate more to come.
There's more coming.
Thank you. Trespassing at a minimum. You were not invited in. That's not your
At the
property.
state level, where's the minute? Well, by the way, this is St. Paul. Where's the St. Paul chief of police?
Fair point.
I'm Steve Ducey. I'm Brian Kilman.
All right, Chad, we're going to move on from there. Double tap the screen, shut the live out. I'm going to bring this clip from the Philadelphia City Hall, and then we'll move on into the news. And the Trump's gaggle, J.D. Vance speaking, and then I'll break down that spending bill while we watch these people talk, man. We'll break down that spending bill. Now, I don't know what the hell is going on, bro. This guy right here, they're saying this is in Philadelphia City Hall. This guy wore a paper mache, a damn toilet paper teepee. Damn, I don't even know what you called it. A Klan outfit, a damn, what do they call those, bro? The damn hood things, man. Fuck, I forgot what they call those. But I don't know what made him come in there like that. Like, he's clearly, you know, deranged. He's clearly has a lot on his mind and is going through a lot. I can't really see his hands. Damn near look like he got some foam posits on, bro. Like, does this man have on foam posits, bro? There's no fucking way he's in there with some foam posits and a damn paper mache damn toilet sheet. What the hell is going on? Motherfuckers ain't got nothing but time on their hands, Chad. I don't know, bro. Motherfuckers ain't got nothing but the time on their hands, bro. Oh, let's get into Trump's gaggle, man. Let's see what Trump's talking about on the gaggle. Then we'll get into JD Vance and Gavin Newsome, man. Double tap the screen, shut a live out, chat. We are 25 subscribers away from the next sub goal. We do go live every single day over here talking politics, entertainment, and current events. Man, why the hell can I get my screens right, bro? Alright, there we go. I had a little trouble getting my screen and shit together, Chad. It was looking a little crazy over here, man. Chad, we do need to hit that 25 subscribers, man, and we are shadow banned, so I need you guys to double tap the screen. If you've already double tap it again. If it's not working, go to the top, the 3 dots, hit the like button. We're 25 subscribers away from the next sub goal, man. Let's crank up in here, man. What's going on?
Hello, everybody. So we have a nice calm flight. I think the trip was great. We had a lot of good response, even from the fake news. And I think Greenland's going very well. It's in negotiation. And I think what we did today was great. It was great. That's going to be a great board. That'll be a board, I think, like no other. Right? It's a board like no other. A lot of people joining. We just went out with the letters. A lot of people are joining. Now we have a flight back. And we'll be landing in 4 hours and 45 minutes. And I'm going to be very late for dinner. But that'll be okay.
What are some of the elements of the Greenland concept that you can tell? There was
really a negotiation, but it's infinity. The time limit is infinity, meaning there is no time limit. It's forever.
Did he just say the time limit on Greenland is forever? So what about the tariffs, man? Did he put the pause on the tariffs? So if he's saying the time limit on Greenland is forever, is that account just going to occur? Is the balance just going to keep growing until the deal on Greenland is made and fully paid? What the hell he mean there's no timeline?
Here about 99 years, 50 years. It's forever. That was discussed. We can do anything we want. We can do military. We can do anything we want. And it's being negotiated, and let's see what happens. I think it'll be good.
Would the U.S. have
no price? There's no purchase price.
Would the U.S. have pockets of sovereignty over parts of it?
We have a lot of great things in the deal. And don't forget, they're also good for Europe. Because, when we're good, they're good. And if we're not good, that's not very good for them. Because we hold it all together. We're holding it all together.
Does that actually give you control of land in Greenland? Does it give U.S. control ownership of land?
Do whatever we want. We're all going to work together. And actually,
Whatever
NATO
we
is going to
want.
be involved with us. We're going to be doing in conjunction, parts of it in conjunction with NATO, which is really the way it should be.
To be clear, will the U.S.
We
own
won't
that?
have any expense because we're not going to have expense. Other than building the Golden Dome, we're going to build the Golden Dome. And we'll have participation in that also. The cost of the Golden Dome, we'll have participation in that also, meaning with the expense of it. And it'll be like no other. I mean, our technology is incredible.
Is Denmark signed off on this? Are they on board with this concept? Is Denmark on board with this concept?
I think everyone likes it. I mean, I think. I'll let you know in about 2 weeks.
Like, when I hear that shit, man, when he's like, yeah, we'll get some help with the funding and of it. The first thing that comes into my mind, chat, is just a circle jerk of fucking money, man. It's just another circle jerk of money is about to go around, bro. It just is what it is, man. It is what it is, man. Contractors are about to get fucking rich. It's about to be a circle jerk of money going around this motherfucker, bro.
With Denmark about this plan.
Secretary General, Mark, is a great guy. He's a great guy, and he's spoken to everybody.
And when you spoke with the NATO Secretary General, did you talk about U.S. military presence in Greenland? About military
We talked about everything, and you saw him yesterday. He was interviewed on Brent Bear, and he was
Thank you,
very happy.
Too Strong.
He was very convinced this is a good deal for everybody.
On Ukraine, how did your conversation go with President Zelensky?
We had a conversation. I've had numerous conversations on Ukraine. It'd be nice to end that war. It costs us nothing. We make money. I don't want to make money, but we make money. Whereas Biden spent $350 billion stupidly and lost a lot of money. But it's not about the money. It's about 25 to 30,000 soldiers a month, mostly soldiers, a month of being killed.
Do you think that can you sign a security seal? Are you able to sign that?
I'm just gonna be honest with you, Trump. We don't give a fuck about Biden, bro. Biden's done. You know what I'm saying? Biden had his 4 years, running the country. He was stunning shaded the fuck out, laid out on the beach. Now he's dealing with cancer, man. Let Biden ride his fucking cancer off in peace, man. If we never heard the name Joe Biden again, I would be okay with that, Trump. We're worried about what the fuck's about to go on in this next 365, man. We worried about what the fuck is about to go on this next 9 to 10 months leading up to the elections, man. We don't give a fuck about Joe Biden, man. Let Joe Biden eat his damn ice cream with his police shades on the fucking beach and just let him do it, bro.
Golf and Jared are right now on the way to Moscow, so we'll see how that works out. I had a good meeting, but I've had, numerous good meetings with President Zelensky, and it doesn't seem to happen. It's funny, I put out a 35-year war in a day, a 32-year war in 2 days. In other wars, the worst was like 4 days, and this one goes on and on forever, and actually they may have been more complex.
Do you think that trilateral that the U.S., Russia, and Ukraine are having in Abu Dhabi this weekend leads to a trilateral between you, Putin, and Zelensky?
Look, it's all good. Anytime we meet, it's good. If you don't meet, nothing's going to happen. I mean, for the first 3 years, nobody met. Under Biden, nobody met. And you know one thing, if you don't meet, nothing's going to happen. So we are meeting, and we'll see what happens. I hope we can save a lot of lives.
Mr. President, what kind of concessions does Vladimir Putin need to make at this point?
He'll make concessions. Everybody's making concessions to get it done. Europe is going to be a part of it. It's got to be a part of it. Look, it's more for Europe than for me. I mean, I'm doing this more for Europe than for me. I'm doing it to save lives.
XX, what it do? Now he's talking about everybody's making concessions. It's like, man, I understand that everybody has to make some concessions, but I don't think Putin's making any concessions on Ukraine. Everybody does have to make concessions on a case-by-case basis, on an issue-by-issue basis. There are some things that this man right here will not make fucking concessions on, and there are some things Putin will not make concessions on. The same with Xi, more than likely. Now, when it comes to Zelensky and these other characters, they don't have as much leverage. So, yeah, of course, they're going to be pushed into a corner to where they have to make concessions. But this shit is on an issue-by-issue basis, man. What kind of concessions do y'all honestly think Putin is going to give up, man? What kind of concessions do y'all think Putin's ready to give up about this Ukraine shit?
That's number one. I'm doing it secondarily for Europe. I'm not doing it so much for the U.S. It doesn't affect us very much. Other than the loss of lives, we're not affected by this. It's thousands of miles away. We're separated by an ocean. But I have an ability to get things done like this, and we'll we'll see if I can get it done. I mean, it would never have gotten done. I thought Putin wanted the whole thing. Maybe he does, but he's not gonna be going there unless we don't make a deal. But we had a good meeting today with President Zelensky. I think a very good meeting.
What's the main holdup? What's the main holdup to getting a deal?
The main holdup is the same things that have been holding it up for the last year. Look, this is a war. This is Biden's war. This isn't my war. This is a war that should have never happened. But it's complex because you have beats and bounds. You have streets. You have rivers. You have everything. You know, where does it end? So it's a little bit complicated. But I've had that in 5 of the other wars. You know, there are beats and bounds. It's a location. It's boundaries. And I got them done fast in days, and this one is just going on. And you know, what's happened here is there were times when Putin didn't want to make a deal, times when Zelensky didn't want to make a deal, and it was like opposite times. Now I think they both want to make a deal, but we'll find out.
Did something change that makes you think that Putin and Zelensky now are serious about it?
I'm not getting predictions. There are no changes. I think that President Putin would like to make a deal. I think that President Zelensky would like to make a deal.
What did Zelensky say today? I mean, he came all the way there to meet you. What did he say?
He said he'd like to make a deal. I mean, you know, there's not much he can say. People know the parameters. It's not like, you know, we're discussing things that have been discussed for 6 or 7 months, and he came and he said he wants to make a deal because I wasn't necessarily sure. I think he should want to make a deal. It's pretty tough. It's really tough on the people of Ukraine. I'll tell you that.
Mr. President,
how they live without heat, where it's 20 degrees below zero. You know, it's very cold. That's a colder climate for the most part than Canada. And they live without heat. I asked him, I mean, how do they do that? And he gave me an answer. It's pretty amazing what they do to live. There's no way to live. Yeah.
back to Greenland. Can you elaborate more on just, we're trying to understand what exactly the concept is here. Is the U.S. going to actually take ownership of it?
We'll have something in 2 weeks. There's a good spirit to get something done, and we have to have a strong freedom. We have to have the ability to do exactly what we want to do. We have a great military. I built a great military. I did this in my first term. And continuation, big continuation. I think what we did with the defense companies was very important too, because we need things faster. We have the best weapons in the world by far. We showed that last week with Venezuela. We have the best weapons in the world. We have to make them faster.
How would it be any different than the current?
So when he talks about the defense, now they did non-defense cuts. It says EPA's down 5 to 10%, $500 million less. Also, we got a defense boost. We're up $8 billion. So the soldiers are going to get a pay increase. I believe it was like 3% or something like that, between 3 and 4% pay increase for the soldiers. I seen where the Army is going to try to give the soldiers cafeteria style eating, kind of like a college campus. They're also trying to put a Wi-Fi in all of the barracks. So I'm assuming that that's going to be part of the money spent in the defense boost. Also the ships, you know, the Trump class ships, restoring America maritime dominance. So we got the Trump class ships and also tech to counter Russia and China, which is AI. We heard Hexas say that he wants us to be a AI first military. So when Trump's touting that, yeah, we've already by far and large been the highest spender in the world when it comes to defense, and we just put another $8 billion to that damn tab, more than we did last year.
Current situation, the U.S. can
much different, much more detailed, much more generous to the United States. It's a much more generous deal, has to be. And we're building a Golden Dome, and you see the way it works. That is so much better for us and for Europe to have.
I'm just saying though, like, chat, I'm not a fucking communist or anything like that, but they're saying it would cost us like maybe 9 to 10 billion more a year to put free school lunches, bro. Like, the school lunches should be free. That shit should be simple, bro. They say we spend like 17 billion a year on the SNAP programs. It's costing like $3. The school lunches cost like $3. They're billing the government like $4.50 for the damn meal. So that's 25% at least right there we could save. Add another 9 billion with that shit, bro. All the kids get to eat lunch at school for free. It's not that hard. We just added 8 billion to our defense budget. You know what I'm saying? We're paying 25% over a premium. The feds are paying the damn districts or whatever 25% premium. We can have free school lunch. Like, bro, we just did a $1.65 trillion spending bill, and they're saying for less than $9 to $10 billion more, we can have free school lunch, bro. It's a fucking no-brainer.
That piece of ice covered by the Golden Dome.
You mentioned Venezuela. You've expressed optimism in your relationship with Delcy Rodriguez. Are you inclined to let her stay in power?
Well, right now they're very strong leadership. I mean, they're showing very strong leadership. I also spoke with Maria today, and who I like a lot. But Delcy's shown very strong leadership so far, I have to say. And we're moving in, to the United States, millions of barrels of oil as we speak. You know that. You see it. You see what's happening. Over 50 million barrels of oil is already moved or moving into the United States, and much more to come. And we're working with them, and they'll get some of that, and we're going to get some of that. And it'll be divided up, and our country will become richer, and that means our taxes are going to be going down, and they will do better. Venezuela is going to do better than they've ever done.
So if that continues,
even with us, taking a very fair piece of it, Venezuela will do better by far than they've ever done. Going to be very rich, and she has done a very good job.
Have you spoken with Jamie Dimon since the lawsuit?
No, I haven't spoken to him. No, he debanked me. So we'll see if that means anything, but I think it should. You shouldn't be debanked. You get debanked if you don't have money or if you default and you have this.
Who's he talking about? Is he talking about Jamie Dimon? Is he talking about Jamie Dimon? Because I think Trump does have a little hard on for Jamie Dimon when I think Chase did debank Trump. I think they debanked Kanye West as well too.
Great company, and all of a sudden I was told, no, you can't do that. It's so wrong. And so I don't know what their excuse would be. Maybe their excuse would be the regulators. I don't know. But regardless, I guess it's a good lawsuit because every pundit has come out and said Trump has a great lawsuit here. You're not allowed to do what they did. Jamie Dimon, what he did, he's not allowed to do that.
Where do things stand with Iran? The U.S. has got sizable military assets.
We have a lot of ships going that direction, just in case. We have a big flotilla going in that direction.
Thank you, Eric.
And we'll see what happens. We have a big force going toward Iran. I'd rather not see anything happen, but we're watching them very closely. I saw 837 hangings on Thursday. They would have been dead. Every one of them would have been hung. This is like from 1,000 years ago. This is an ancient culture. Very smart people, by the way, but it's an ancient culture. 837, mostly young men, were going to be hung on Thursday. And I said,
I think it's hanged, but okay.
you hang those people, you're going to be hit harder than you've ever been hit. It'll make what we did to your Iran nuclear look like peanuts. And an hour before this horrible...
Shit's just classic. You got Caroline in the back just texting her little heart away. Trump's up here doing his big one, talking on Air Force One to the world. You got Caroline in the background flexing that big ring on her finger, texting who knows who. Whatever, man. Long story short, I see Erica says a lot of y'all haven't hit the like button. Chat, we are shadow banned. I need y'all's help. Double tap the screen. Like this video. Do not gatekeep this channel. Share this video out far and wide. We're 25 subscribers away from the next sub goal, man. The hell is going on?
They was going to place, they canceled it. And they actually said they canceled it. They didn't postpone it. They canceled it. So that was a good sign. But we have an armada. We have a massive fleet heading in that direction. And maybe we won't have to use it. We'll see.
You said would you like the supreme leader to step down or to go into exile?
I don't want to get into that.
Come on, Bulletproof. Don't give me that you don't want to get into this right now. Man, this Supreme Leader said you got his country wilding. He said that next time that they do something, they won't miss and shit. And now you don't want to talk about this. Come on, Trump, man. We've been hearing all of this rah-rah shit for weeks and months and shit. Get rah-rah with that Supreme Leader, man. Fuck him. Yeah.
But they know what we're looking for.
You said today that they
There's a lot of killing going on.
You said today they want to talk and we'll talk. So if you set something up and they asked you to...
I would. I mean, that happened. But, we've talked to them a lot. They should have made a deal before we hit them with the nuclear, because we really, that was a devastating hit. That whole area is out of play. And if they try to do it again, they're going to have to go to another area. We'll hit them there too, just as easily, much more easily. Because that was very advanced. They were building that for 10 years. And they'd have to start anew. So, that was a total obliteration.
Are you still planning to go ahead with those tariffs that you had mentioned? And the secondary tariffs for those affected by businesses in Iran, the 25% tariffs?
I am doing that, yeah. We're doing that. If you do business with Iran, you're going to have a tariff of 25%.
And when should that go into effect?
Very soon.
Do you still think there's a possibility that the UK or France could join the Board of Peace?
Well, I think they're going to want to. Well, look, some countries have a prohibition, and they're going to their legislatures and getting out. In most countries, the prime minister or the president can sign. You saw a lot of them today. Don't forget, the letter only went out 2 days ago. We had almost 30 people already at very important countries. But there are some countries, like Italy, who told me she wants to sign. She wants to be desperately, but I think she has to go back to her legislative branch. And we have that with Poland, too. He said,
Melanie?
He said, we want to... I was the one that endorsed him. He's great, by the way. He's doing a great job, Carol. But he has to get an approval. Some have to get an approval, some don't. Most don't. But some do. They have, a legal requirement to get an approval.
Do you envision being chairman of the Board of Peace past your second term in office?
I have the right to be if I want. I'll decide. We'll see what happens. But they'd like me to be. It's in theory for life. But I'm not sure I want that. But it's going to do great work with Gaza and maybe other things. It could be beyond Gaza. And we'll work in terms of the with the United Nations, who I've always said the United Nations has great potential, but they have not lived up to the. And I say 8 wars, and I never spoke to them. You'd think I would have spoken to them a lot, but the United Nations has great potential. I think working with the Board of Peace is going to be a good thing for the United Nations.
Tell us who your friend is.
All right, Chad, we're going to do a panel here after we watch this. We're going to see JD Vance talk, and then we'll do a damn panel. But we gotta get through this first. And if I do this panel, y'all better join up. So go ahead and let the Discord know we doing a damn panel. Erica says she want to talk some shit. So now, ladies, we have female on the panel. So, hey, it is what it is.
So that there would be something in the works where you can take money out of your 401k to help on purchasing a home. Is that something that the administration is working on?
I'm not a huge fan of. Other people like it. They're talking about taking money out to put a deposit down on a home. And one of the reasons I don't like it is that their 401ks are doing so well. 401ks are up 80, 90% in some cases. And you're talking about a lot of people. We're talking about very mainstream. And they're really doing, and the housing market's good, but the 401ks are doing much better than the housing market. I like keeping their
So they said Trump floated some shit that Grant Cardone proposed to the administration. Basically, they're trying to take the depreciation on the home purchases all in the first year. Before you had to spread it out, I believe over 27 years. They're trying to front load all of that. They're trying to front load all of that. Also, they're trying to take capital gains, I believe, from $500,000 to $5 million after they do that. Grant Cardone said he floated that idea to the Trump administration, and it's looking like it might come to fruition. I'm telling you guys, fuck around and Grant Cardone and make a push for that presidency, man, 2028, man. Gavin Newsome be scratching his damn head wondering what happened.
401ks in great shape. I like keeping their 401ks. I'm not a huge fan of putting down a deposit. I'm not. I'm so happy with the way 401ks are doing. But you have people tell me they're up 88%. And over the period of a year, over a full year, it's going to be,
You said it's the failed rapper. What's funny is I tell everybody I was a failed rapper. And if you want to be all the way honest with you, I really don't miss it.
It's going to be close to 100%. Yeah, Steve.
Can you tell us back to the Board of Peace? Some of the countries are, I think the permanent members contributed $1 billion. What is that money supposed to be for Gaza?
We've already put up $1 billion. Some of the countries have already put up much more than that. That's a lot of money, but it's nothing compared to the value of peace. Peace is so destructive for everyone, even countries that aren't involved. I mean, it's so destructive for everybody when you have wars.
Can you tell us who your Fed pick is, sir?
That he may use frozen Russian assets to pay for his entry to the Board of Peace. Are you inclined to let him do that?
I don't know about that. I mean, I've heard that. Who said that?
Who said that?
Very interesting. But he said he's going to use his money.
Frozen
If
assets.
he's using his money, I think that's fine. Yeah. You're talking about where he said this morning
Yes.
he's going to join the Board of Peace and he's going to make a contribution of $1 billion. Yeah, by using his money. I mean, if he's using his money, that's great. I think it's important to have everybody in.
Are you concerned about the investigation into Jay Powell, making Jay Powell stay longer on the Fed?
No, I'm not concerned. I mean, we'll have to see what happens. He's too late. Just always too late. Despite that, we have interest rates going down. And also, he's, building a small complex, the Fed building, and they're going to be close to $4 billion. It's the most expensive job, and it's a renovation. It's the most expensive job per square foot ever built of any kind. It's either gross incompetence or it's worse.
Are you done with the interviewing people for the job?
Worried about the market reaction to your tariffs on Monday and Tuesday?
The market reaction's been good. It was up very big today. It was up big yesterday. It's where it started. It's very close to 50,000 for the Dow. And nobody thought you could be breaking 50,000 during the first year. So we'll see what happens. No, pretty much even, right? Just about even.
The market came up only after you backed away from your threats.
As of yesterday, the market came up very nicely.
On that 10% cap with the credit cards, is that an end goal? Is it a negotiating point? And are you speaking with certain lawmakers?
People, the credit card companies are getting 28% interest. So a guy goes out, they don't even know it. These are people, regular people. They don't know that they're paying 28%. And then it's a little bit overdue and they end up having to file for bankruptcy. I'm not going to let that happen. So it's a 1 year 10% cap on credit cards. We have to get that approved by Congress too. So that's not a no-brainer.
You say that you
Should be a no-brainer, but it's not.
Sir, did you say that you spoke with Maria Machado today?
Yeah, I told.
Can you tell us about that?
All right,
We have a very good relationship, just to say. She's a good woman, a very nice woman. She's been through a lot, and at the same time, I'll tell you, they're doing a very good job in Venezuela. So it's interesting. I get along with both sides. I get along with everybody but the media. The fake news and I don't get along, but I get along with everybody.
What point will you pivot, sir, to? What point will you pivot in Venezuela to say we should have an election there?
I want to see how they do. First of all, they have to, we have to take in a lot of money. We have to get that back. Right now, they're not living well because of what's gone on for years. really, it's years of socialism and worse. It's really, worse than socialism. But everybody but the media. The fake news and I don't get along, but I get along with everybody.
What point will you pivot, sir, to what point will you pivot in Venezuela to say we should have an election there?
I want to see how they do. First of all, they have to, we have to take in a lot of money. We have to get that back. Right now, they're not living well because of what's gone on for years. Really, it's years of socialism and worse. It's really, worse than socialism. But we're going to start drilling very soon. We have the biggest companies in the world. We have them. And they're going to be going in. They're all negotiating right now. And we're representing the nation. And the nation is very thrilled by that because we're really good at this. And they'll be taking in more money than they ever have. But we'll be taking in a lot of money too. That's going to do two things. It's going to make the United States a lot of money. And it's also, it's going to make Venezuela a lot of money. But it's also going to bring down oil prices even further. We have oil prices down, in many cases, to $2.30 a gallon. And in also numerous cases, $1.99, below $2. It was $4.50, $5, $3.90. Prices are coming down very rapidly, including groceries, including just about everything. And they're starting to come down even more. We're getting them low. I inherited very high prices. When they talk about affordability, they caused it. I inherited very high prices, and we've done a great job. Prices have come down.
All right, my bad, chat. I don't know. My laptop is still fucking up, chat. I'm trying to, I got the StreamYard Live set up, but for some reason when I pull it up, it's like my whole fucking computer just, shut down, logged out. I'm like, damn. But hold on, let me pull it up, chat. Let me pull it up. Let me get to the StreamYard panel. And I'm gonna drop the link. As soon as I get it up. Let's see if I can get it right here, right quick. Boom. Alright, chat. Alright, chat, we got the StreamYard Live going now. I'm gonna try to let me get the link dropped. Let me get the link dropped in the Discord. Hold on, chat. Boom. Discord. Damn, they still in the Discord. Boom. Alright, chat. Alright, I dropped it in the Discord. I can't read chat right now. Let me see if I can get to it. Let me see if I can get to it. So I can read it then. Alright, I dropped it. Alright, man. Hold on. Why is it not letting me? You said send it again. It's in the Discord. In the general chat. Hold on. Bro, chat. I'm a little lost right now. I'm not gonna lie. Alright. Boom. You said drop it again. It's in the Discord already. They say we on 2 live streams right now. I'm finna get ready to end this live stream. Did Solo just call out Carlos in a debate? Well, Carlos, bring your ass on. Solo, come on. Alright, here we go. Yeah. Alright, boom, chat. Let me see if anybody's in the StreamYard Live. We got a few people over here. So I'm finna Damn, I got my camera covered up. I'm finna end this StreamYard live. Y'all go over. I'm finna end this OBS live. Y'all go to the StreamYard live and go to the panel live. We finna debate. Is Trump a good leader?